What's up, everybody? This is CMP with Craftmaster Productions and Studio1Tutorials.com. Don't forget to stop by Studio One Tutorials and pick up your premium membership. It is 50 cents a day. Now, today I got out of a session, just drove back up from Miami, and I was talking to a couple artists and a couple of guys who record themselves and do some mixing, and I came across something that had been happening in the comments too, and it kind of motivated me to talk to you guys a little bit about it, and that is questions about like really advanced mixing techniques that are typically used for solving problems. So like one of the most recent comments I got about it was somebody was asking me in a like an 808 tutorial how I felt about multi-band compressing different frequency bands to get, you know, to make the 808 bounce through the beat more. And really what the point I wanted to get across to you guys really quickly is I know that there are a lot of excellent information sources and a lot of great mixers that are sharing with you guys some of their like top, you know, tricks and plug-in chains to achieve certain things. But what you got to understand is these guys who are putting this information out, they're already receiving a track that is mixed, you know, pre-mixed by somebody who's already really talented and knows what they're doing, and they're just putting like that extra 15% of sauce on it to take it over the top. So you got to kind of temper your goals, right? So if your goal and the end user of this beat is a rapper that's on a streaming site that's gonna buy a lease, man, you shouldn't really be worried about like all this extra you know, plug-in wizardry that a lot of people are getting into. What you want to spend your time doing, you know, instead of spending a, you know, like a fuckload of time going through every YouTube tutorial trying to find an 808 how to hit, you need to fucking figure out like, yo, is my kick in tune with my 808? You know what I'm saying? Is my gain structure correct? Things like this go just 1,000 miles further than trying to find, you know, the different exotic EQ and distortion setting that's going to put your 808 apart from everybody else. You know, most of the people that you look up to, they're using the same 808 sample, the same kick sample, and it's just it's in tune and it's balanced really well. You know, if your goal is to have amazing mixes, the first thing you need to do is look into gain staging. I have tutorials on gain staging. There's a lot of great tutorials on gain staging everywhere. Then you want to look into some really in-depth good tutorials about reverb. If you Google the name Matt Weiss, he's got a website, and his reverb tutorial that shit'll level you up 20 levels if you've never really understood how and why and when to use reverb. You know, then you want to master delay, and then you want to understand your compressors. Once you have those four elements, all this extra shit that you guys are looking at, you know, these crazy plugins or this extensive chain of plugins to get things to cut through the mix, you're gonna realize that those methods are only saved for certain scenarios where a mixer gets you know, stems or audio from someone else where they've made mistakes that can't be fixed right there. See, the good thing about being a producer and mixing your own stuff is you can go back to the source. You know, you can go to the VST, you can go to the kick sample, you can go to the hi-hats and change the pitch and do everything that you got to do. You know, you want your stuff to sound good, make sure all your drums are, you know, in the root note of the scale or on the fifth or the third. You know, make sure that the stuff is musically sound, harmonically sound, and that your gain structure is intact. All of these things, you know, I'm not going to do a tutorial on them right now. All these things I've done tutorials on. Just go through my channel, look at other people's stuff, and just kind of slow down, back up, and don't spend so much time, you know, worrying about exotic techniques that somebody who has 20 years of experience mixing, is showing on YouTube, because the things I'm telling you about, they've already mastered to a point to where it comes second nature. So they're not telling you that, and it's not, a detriment to them, but they're not telling you that they've already done, these 20 other steps in the process first, and they're still having this problem. A lot of our mixing problems can be fixed with volume, pan, and keeping stuff in tune with the music. So this is CMP with Craftmaster Productions, Studio1Tutorials.com. Keep it simple, don't be basic, and we will see you on the next one.